Hello and welcome back to another reaction. Today I'm back with more of Dr. Stone Science Fiction, watching episode 36, and we're on the moon. We're on the moon. Okay, let me calm down a little. As you can see, I am pretty much excited for this episode, dude. This last week has felt so long. All right, this last week has felt so long because I have been waiting. This is probably one of the most anticipated Doctor Stone episodes. I like, dude. Cannot wait. Finally, we're on the moon. We're about to get questions. Get off. Dude, I'm so excited. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm fumbling my words. That's just how excited I am for this episode. Dude, we're finally about to find out who Y-Man is, what he is. I am super excited. I've been waiting for this all week. So without any further ado, I'm not even gonna give a recap of the episode or anything. I'm just forget it, screw it. That's just how excited I am for this episode. Get that out of the way. Let's get into the episode itself. One step at a time. From the primitive world all the way to the surface of the moon. Damn right. Wait. I didn't even realize there's camera footage. So everyone here is about to also see Y-Man. Capsule Medusa. You know, I hate the fact that I didn't even think of that. I hate the fact that did not even, now it seems so obvious. Yeah, it wouldn't work in space. Wait, it doesn't work in space. How did Y-Man, what? It seems so obvious. Yeah, the capsules, the Medusas would work in space without, the voice. Because of the voice, the sound doesn't travel in vacuum. It's so obvious that I somehow did not think of that at all. Yet I don't think about it when the Medusa has a constant microphone input. The Medusa is listening. Just calm down. Don't just randomly say. Yeah, maybe Kohako isn't the right person to use the Medusa. The optimization nerd. Taurus Litro Valley. I have no idea what that is. Assuming that's a location on the moon, which obviously it's a location on the moon. Y-Man! Oh, sorry. Hawaii-Man! Not the rabbit. Is that freaking Monster Carrot? If you know, you know. By the way, now that I'm thinking about that, what did happen to Monster Carrot? You know, what did happen to him after Goku sent him up to the moon? He probably isn't still around because the moon got blown up quite a few times. But hey, whatever. I'm going off track. Yeah. Basically, I mean, you guys are the only people in this moon. In this mode. Wow. Great English there. On the moon. Also in. I said in. Wow. Great English twice. And now, of course, I whack my funny bone on the chair. Now my arm is ow. Is that the stars inside? Yeah, I was assuming it said one of the things from when the humans 3,700 years ago was on the moon. Yeah, maybe you probably just he probably specifically chose that spot just to be annoying or something. I don't know. That's also true. Oh! Took me long enough to realize that's Y-Man. Well, a camera's gone. Well, that thing is gone. Damn, that's big! How far did he set it? Dude, that's after throwing it like God knows how far. Wait, do they still have a camera footage from like Ryusei's ship? Because like what shouldn't they not, didn't their cameras go out? So how are they seeing this? Is it a camera on Ryusei's ship? Okay, you saw it here, guys. Stanley's name is officially Stan Lee, not Ley. Run! 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 Wait, are they saying it? Wait, I mean, saying. Wow, great English. Seeing. Are they seeing it? Are they saying that? Did the camera go out? Is it back now? What? No! What? No. What? It speaks. I'm like trying to process what to say, but it's like not computing in my brain. What? So like the Medusas themselves are conscious? It's like, I mean, I guess that explains, like, I mean, I guess yeah, that explains why, like, I guess that explains why it randomly activated there. So it was listening this entire time. So I guess that can explain how the Medusa itself like knew that can explain why man knew this whole time whenever humans were like alive and stuff, because like Senko and them directly had possession of the Medusa. Okay, so their camera is still out. So what were those reaction faces, guys? You're seeing TV static. You're not even seeing what's on. What? Are they? Maybe it's the audio. Maybe they're still hearing Senko and them talk. Maybe from there. Huh? Dude. Oh. Can we get Gen up on the moon? Like, how long is that's gonna take so long? Oh, we should have got Gen up on the moon. Wait, why didn't they why did they not get Gen? Now that I'm thinking about it, why did Gen not come up on the moon anyways? Did you not think about maybe we might need to talk to Y-Man? Trying to petrify us so we don't die. But like, why though? But like, what? That makes no sense. Trying to petrify us so we don't die? From what? Like, was a meteor gonna like strike Earth or something? Like, what? That makes no sense. Damn, I love the like, oh dude, I love this visualization, man, the weird wormhole looking thing. Oh, dude, it is like going through a wormhole. Yeah, are we trying to negotiate? I feel like the first thing I'd ask this guy is probably what do you want? Like, what are you doing? What is happening? Explain. That's probably the first thing I'd say to Y-Man. I mean, firstly, if I was in this situation, if I was in this world, I wouldn't even be on the moon. I would be back on Earth. There we go. Why? Like, what do you mean? Why? That is my question here. Why are you, like, what is your... Huh? They're they okay, so they all each if okay. Okay. The, I thought it was just like one consciousness that was controlling all the okay, so each Medusa has their own what? MO? What? MO? What is MO? What the hell is MO? Oh, modulus operandi, a Latin term meaning mode of operation. When someone says that's my MO, they mean it. It's their usual habitual way of doing things. Ah, okay. So that this is just their thing. To promise eternal life to intelligent beings through petrification. But like it's eternal life in the dumbest way possible. Like what? Ah. Ah, there we go. I completely forgot about that. Advance DNA of a fortunate life entity is targeted. I mean, they see it as for okay, yeah, as I was saying, the Medusas themselves, they see like the petrification as fortunate. Damn it, like dude, I like start saying something and then mid sentence I start thinking about the next thing I'm gonna say, and then I forget what I'm gonna say, and then I think about what I forgot, and then I completely forget everything. It's just like a feedback loop of forgetting. Wait, oxidation. If oxidation, what? If oxidation is what makes them stop functioning, then how did the Medusas on like South America or wherever, like whatever place it was, how did they survive like 3,700 years? Does it like oxidize really slowly or something? Yeah, I have my own thoughts about that because like and dude, I have my own thoughts about that. Like, dude, I feel like yeah, it's like terrible. Like, as he said, like there exists not a thing more terrible than death, right? That's true. But like I feel like everything has to end eventually, right? And eternal petrification, they see it as the Medusa see that as fortunate, and eternal evasion of death, they see it as. But you gotta, it's not exactly like that too, right? Because like what if something happened? You're effectively dead in the statue, right? Because you can't do anything. You're just stuck there. That is like probably the stupidest way to get any kind of immortality. And honestly, the entire concept of like eternal like evasion of death itself is stupid. Everything has to end at some point. Alright? Because if you're making something like last infinitely, like if you're making something like infinitely last without any kind of corrosion or something, that kind of goes against a few laws of physics and stuff, especially like stuff, especially matter cannot just be created. You'll eventually run out of energy. Everything needs some kind of energy to power, whether it be like even life itself, like this, I don't know all the chemistry or stuff, but I feel like yeah, life itself also requires energy like to survive, all the chemical stuff going on inside like the individual cells, right? I feel like everything has to end at some point, right? Even like the and think about it, it just because you petrified them in stone doesn't mean they're eternally alive, because like they're effectively just dead inside this stone. For all targets and only for all targets, the perception is of a visible light ray. Oh, oh, that makes so much more sense now. Now, like, oh, that makes so much more sense why the humans didn't see the whole thing with the swallows. Right. Oh, so they're on that like round with the swallows, they only like it was only visible to swallows. Okay, but then now my next question is, why did you just do swallows and humans? Like, Why not all other like life here? The mechanism is such that for the individuals whose brains process most actively, petrification is released earliest. Oh, oh, that's actually insane to just think about. Like, they basically petrify you, and your most intelligent ones will just be revived at the earliest. That actually explains why Senku and Taiju, and not Taiju, well, Taiju isn't really intelligent. He kind of just like kept his brain on through willpower alone. Senku and Zeno and all of them got released around like relatively the same time. This also actually explains why like how Ibara knew how to use them, right? Like, because we learned, Senku and the team and also as viewers learned about like how to use it, the command thing, because when Ibara said it. So this explains how Ibara learned about that, because these Y-mans have their own conscious, calling them Y-mans, the Medusas have their own consciousnesses, and they probably just like told Ibara or someone just, oh, you can do this. Oh, okay, so the Medusas themselves don't oxidize, it's the battery inside. Oh, that explains it. Okay, that's how they knew. That's how they knew about Treasure Island. And that's how it happened. Holy hell, now it makes so much sense. The whying, now it makes so much sense why, like, the first message was why. That's when that happened. Oh, that's insane. Does that mean that if that radio wave blast didn't happen, the Medusas, I gotta stop like calling them Y-man now. The Medusas, which is gonna dip and be like, yeah, this is we made the wrong choice and just leave. Is that what they're implying? That's why they were trying to petrify the entire planet again. And we completely misinterpreted that. I was right. I was initially thinking that maybe it was something connected to when they put it in the vacuum tube. Why is it glowing? Why is it glowing? Please don't tell me it even has a freaking backup contingency thing of where it's wrapped into an airtight space, it'll just explode or something. Like, what? Oh, well, I mean, I was half right and fully. Okay, so it detected something odd and it's like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna send out a signal. Gravity. I didn't even think of that. I did not even like, dude. Yo, I just realized. I just realized just how much shit I just instinctively chalk up to anime logic. Like, I just see something floating, I'm like, it's just an anime thing, without even thinking about that. I didn't even like question. Yeah, now that I think about it, why did I not question how they're floating? I love this OST, man. I love this OST. This is probably one of my favorite Dr. Stone OSTs. Wait for help? Nope, we're gonna help them. Byakuya episode 17 or 16 or somewhere around that mark. Duke it out and decide our fates. Ushers of an exhilarating future. Yo. Oh boy. Oh boy, yeah, this changes so many things. I don't know what I was expecting. Like I was expecting some kind of like actual one person controlling all the Medusas or something, and we're gonna like, hey, fight it out or something. That's mostly what I was expecting. But honestly, this is just better. This is better than anything I could have expected, dude. The Y-Man is Y-Man is the Medusas themselves. The Medusas themselves are Y-Man. And they're like all sentient, and they think of petrification as fortunate. Which, I mean, I definitely see where the Medusas are coming from. Like, definitely, like, granting eternal life. That's like, probably, yeah, that's something any, like, living civilization would desire. But, like, that's probably in the stupidest way possible. Like, yeah, you're petrified, you're gonna be there forever. But, like, you can't do anything. You're just stuck there. Like, I mean, I guess that's not really, the Medusas don't really see that as an issue, I guess. Like, we're just stuck there, can't do anything. That's probably the worst way to grant eternal life, right? And like, eternal life in general is just dumb. Like, the whole concept is just dumb, because like at some point, like, you're gonna run out of things to do, and then you're just gonna be bored as hell. Like for example, like, let's say in about 5 billion or so years, the sun explodes. What do you do then? You're kind of just like, you'll still exist, because that's what eternal life means. You still exist, like, kind of just like floating in space, just unable to do anything. That's what I'm saying. Even if we didn't ignore, even if we gave a proper eternal life, it didn't, while retaining what we can do, even in that case, you're still screwed once the sun explodes. Like, what then? And on top of that, like, it's just insane. Like, and on top of that, if we never really like, if no one really ever like dies, then that's just going to completely hoard up every single resource on the planet. We're gonna run out of resources, and then it's just cooked. Which I guess we wouldn't need resources at that point, I guess. But like, still, like, you're gonna run out of things to do, and you just kind of just there. Like, there's no point to that. Like, you're kind of just there with absolutely nothing to do. You know, like. But I guess, like, the Medusas, that's not really, the Medusas don't really see that as an issue. They just go, oh, eternal life, boom, done. They don't really even consider that not being able to do anything is also just as bad. But I guess it's definitely like complicated. I am definitely really curious about like how they're gonna like sort this out. And like, my main question here is, where did they come from? Are they gonna just like, if like they need someone to be like making, because like if they're artificial, like, and mechanical, they seem mostly artificial. Maybe they're actual sentient like life forms. Maybe they have actual like life cells. Like, maybe what I'm saying is, maybe they actually have like cells and stuff. So I don't know, maybe they do have biological components and are not entirely mechanical, but they do have like a bunch of mechanical components. They seem to be mostly mechanical, because if they were not, I feel like someone would have noticed, because we literally took apart a oh my god, we literally took apart a Medusa. What happens? Wait, did we just wait? Let's just hope that doesn't. Let's just ignore that for now. Before I forget what I was saying. Too late, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, they like literally, when they took apart the Medusa, Senku or someone might have noticed if there were biological parts, if they weren't entirely mechanical. So my assumption is they're entirely mechanical. If that's the case, who made the Medusas? Because like someone had to have made them. They didn't just pop into existence out of nowhere. Like I don't know. But like for the most part, I am just low-key curious on how Senku and Kohaku and Stanley like settle this. Really should have brought Gen up here. But I guess, I mean, Gen can still technically communicate using the mic, which I don't know if they have a mic. I mean, they have a way to like pick up audio signals. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if they did incorporate a way for like the people on Earth to speak there. Maybe it's just like a one-way speaking frequency, like the people on the only like audio from the moon is being transmitted to Earth rather than like Earth to moon. Yeah. My original assumption is both ways can talk, but I don't know. I'm just pointing out the possibility that it could be like a one-way thing. But like mostly yeah, I'm curious to see how Senku, Kohaku and Stanley settle this. Maybe Ryusui. I don't know if Ryusui is gonna land or stay in the spacecraft the entire time. But like, damn, yeah, this was far better than any kind of plot point I've ever expected. And like the recording is at 50 minutes now. That's crazy. I've managed to spend 50 minutes on a 24-minute episode, which is crazy, which is genuinely insane. I mean, I guess that is to be expected on such a lore-heavy episode. That is to be expected. That I'm gonna spend more time on a lore-heavy episode because I'm gonna be spending more time thinking about the lore and stuff. Usually, it's like less than 40 minutes. Around like 30 to 40 minutes, or sometimes slightly lower than 30 minutes. That's the usual time I spend on these episodes. This one took really long. Or sometimes actually over 40 minutes, around like 45-ish. But any which case, with that being said, I don't have anything else to say. Just leave you all here. Bye.